Hi friends, Adam Thompson coming to you as always from Focal Point of Minnesota's world headquarters in lovely Plymouth, Minnesota. It is a amazing, fantastic, gorgeous fall day. I hope you are having a great week. I hope you've had a great week. I hope you're getting ready for a fantastic weekend. I've been thinking a lot lately about practicing what you preach, right? About how it's important if you're going to hire someone or engage with someone on a professional level that he or she walks their own walk and talks their own talk. You'd never hire a financial advisor who has no retirement plan of her own. You would never hire a builder who lives in a dilapidated, rundown shack. You'd never hire a tax attorney or a CPA who's being indicted on tax fraud. Well, you might. I guess it's kind of a risk-reward thing, and how creative you want them to be, that's up to you. And then finally, you'd never hire a coach who doesn't believe in his or her own personal and professional development. That's where I've been lately. That's what I've tried to do throughout my career, and especially in the last few weeks, as I recognized a few bad habits creeping into my business. A few of those good habits that I've been doing maybe fallen by the wayside, and I wanted to get back into that better process. So I've done two things recently. The first was I joined a group coaching mastermind made up of a number of my fellow coaches from around the country. We get together via Zoom on a weekly basis to talk about our highs and lows, talk about what works, talk about what doesn't work, share the numbers that matter, talk about our goals, and ultimately solve the problems and the issues we're all facing so we can all get better, build better practices, and better serve our clients. The second was that I had the opportunity to sit in on a workshop masterclass yesterday put on by a fellow coach and brilliant mind and mentor and friend of mine named Rich Scott. This was his next level business masterclass. He's been putting this on throughout the year. He continues to put it on over the next few weeks. I had a chance to sit in and I was not disappointed. Rich is brilliant. He's smart. He takes big ideas and makes them small and bite-sized and gives you a ton of value and gives you things that you can act upon pretty much immediately in your business. One of the things he said, which really stuck with me, was anyone on the call, anyone on this workshop is already pretty good at what they do. They believe in themselves. They've built something to a certain point. As he said, they're already strong riders. But the issue may be they're riding on a weak bike. That weak bike being your business, my business, our businesses as they currently exist today. And so what Rich did was offer 5 keys, 5 ways that we can all build that better bike. The first is to get clarity, right? Get clear on what you're trying to do. What are your long-term goals? What's the vision you have for your business? What does that look like? Right? Get those things out of your brain, down on paper, so you know where you're trying to go and what that gap between where you are now and where you need to be looks like. He talked about knowing your roles, right? Knowing the roles that you serve in your organization. And more importantly, recognizing which ones maybe you shouldn't be serving. Which ones are the ones that need to get off your plate so you can focus on what really matters and the things that you do best and move things forward most quickly. He talked about embracing change, right? Recognizing where you are in the life cycle of a business. And every business does have a very clear life cycle. And recognizing where you are and what needs to change in order to move into that next phase, that next stage of life. Knowing what needs to change, because change needs to happen if we want to improve. He talked about, not surprisingly, knowing your ideal customers, right? Knowing those best people, as Duke Ham, another friend of mine, calls it, who's your who, right? Who are those people with whom you want to do business? Right, that are your best customers. How do you find them? How do you find your best clients? And how do you make sure they know that they should be working with you? And then finally, he talks about setting it into a simple plan, right? Getting the big vision on paper, getting the goals on paper, getting the projects that lead to those goals on paper, and getting the actions, the things that need to happen right now in the short term to move you forward. None of it is overwhelmingly complicated. It's all fairly simple, but they're hard things to do. And that's why workshops like these matter. I would encourage you to check it out. Rich is offering this over the next 2 Thursdays, October 15th and October 22nd. I'm probably going to sit in again just to absorb it again and also see who else is on the call. See who else might want to engage and talk about this a little bit more. I'll have all the details below. You can link to it October 15th, October 22nd, and I believe 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Click the link to find out more details. If you want to learn more about my experience, if you want to talk about what I learned and what I got out of it and what you might get out of it, I'd love to have that conversation as well. comment below, send me a message, send me a text, send me an email. Let's have a conversation, or at the very least, sign up for the masterclass. It's 90 minutes. It is action-packed. It is value-packed. You will leave with things that you can take advantage of pretty much immediately in your business, and I guarantee you'll leave inspired and ready to get to work. So let's get to work. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather. And I'll talk to you soon.